Welcome to Chaotically Nerdy, a podcast made by nerds for nerds. This podcast is made by adults, for adults, and for children with bad parents. Adult language will be used, and adult situations may arise. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Chaotically Nerdy. On this week's episode, filling your ears with turtle fucking is me, Tyler.
And me, Jarrett.
What? It's me, Ethan, and I did not volunteer for that. What is going on? What are we doing? I thought we were covering fighter changes.
Yeah, the fighters, they fuck some turtles.
I thought we covered the animal stuff last time.
We did. But fortunately, it's D&D where you can do whatever you want.
Bestiality is wrong no matter how it's done.
Just because it's wrong doesn't mean you can't do it.
If you can turn into an animal and you have
Hold
sex
on.
with is that still bestiality?
That's a good question.
Because you are essentially
I think it's catfishing.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's like trying to pick up a date in, like, I don't know, Thailand. It's like you never know. You never know. It could be a dude turned into a not.
It could be a lady turned into a not lady.
Or a dude turned into a not dude.
Yeah, that is true.
Or a turtle that isn't really a turtle.
Also, you're going to lecture me about wrong things when you murder everybody you see in every video game?
I do not. That is not true.
It's only mostly true.
That would be exhausting.
It's just
I just murder the people that upset me.
Which is everybody.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people.
You hate
but
people.
It's not everybody. You can't kill all the vendors. What are you going to do with all the trash in your pockets?
That's true. That's the only person he leaves alive is the vendors.
It's like, just stay in here and don't say anything to anybody.
What do you do with all the trash in your pockets? You throw it off a cliff.
No, you gotta sell that for a gold
You need
each.
money. You got to have money.
Or credits.
Credits will do fine.
Credits will do fine. No, they won't.
Well, that was really good. That was really good.
That was pretty good.
I'm impressed. I'm actually rather aroused.
This week's episode, after... What the fuck?
We're doing fighter. We got to elongate.
Yeah, we do have
this
to change it a little bit.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of changes to Fighter. You can elongate something else.
I was wondering if you're going to catch that.
Oh. So this week's episode, we're going to talk about Lae'zel's class. And I'm just hate her.
You just hate fighters?
No, I hate Lae'zel.
I don't know why.
I will use any chance I have to bash Lae'zel.
You know what? In your Dark Urge, you need to romance Lae'zel.
In my Dark Urge, I'm going to murder Lae'zel.
You need to romance
No,
her.
you need to romance her.
Yeah.
Why?
Because she's the one that's going to care the least about you murdering
That's
people.
true.
I think
It'd
Asteria.
be like, oh, they lost to you. They kind of deserve it.
No. I feel like Asterion doesn't care either.
Astarion will care some.
He's like that. He's the cool boy. Like, he acts like he doesn't care, but he actually secretly does. deep
Really?
down.
Because he disapproves of every good choice I make. I didn't let Marcus...
No. He disapproves of every weak choice you make. Good does not equal strong. Good does not equal weak. If you make a choice that puts you in a weak position, he will hate it. It's a totally different aspect.
Just because he hates power.
Well, I'm
being
If
weak.
you
under
stand
someone's
up
power.
to somebody who's trying to tell you what to do to kill people, like if you try to side with the absolute people,
Yeah.
and they start telling you to murder people, and you say you can't tell me what to do, he will like it.
Yeah, but that's what I told Marcus, and he disapproved. Trying
That's
to take
because he
Isabel.
hates Marcus. Because Marcus is a douchebag.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, is he was trying to take Isabel, and I was like, no. And
Because it's none of
He
your business.
disapproved.
You just met Isabel. But if it's like kids, he won't want to be involved with it.
okay. I don't... he just hasn't approved or disapproved a
He
lot
is
lately.
not evil. Well, at the start. He's not evil. He is chaotic neutral.
Gotcha.
As every good rogue should be.
Yeah.
Every good rogue should be.
So,
Only
not talking about rogue. We're talking about fighters today. I fucking hate that sound.
He despises that sound.
It's one of my favorites.
I know, because you do it every 15 seconds.
Well, that's just because he's addicted to the vape.
Speaking of being addicted to vapes, now I'm going to go on another tangent. Have you seen the meme of, it's like people that have vapes that say they're not addicted to them, and then you take them away for like 30 minutes, and the person looks like Gollum? My precious.
All right. Yeah. No, I don't have to watch a meme to know that's how it is.
Yeah, he like, what was that? Like
I don't have to
a
watch a meme. I live it.
You didn't have your vape or it died or something?
It died,
And he was
I went like 4 hours without nicotine.
He was like super grouchy.
Like, no, like my back hurt. Like my shoulders were like all seized up and stuff. And like I got that first like sweet like whiff of nicotine. And it was like immediate release. Like my back untensed, and like I was like, man, this is a really good night.
Sounds like you have a problem.
Yeah, it's called a chemical addiction.
They happen.
They happen. So, if we haven't said it enough, since we keep going on tangents, we're going to talk about fighter. First up, me. Eldritch Knight. They can now.
I think we should just preface the base class has no changes.
It has no real changes.
It's a fighter. What real
There
changes
is an
are you going to make?
additional, isn't there? The only big thing to note about fighter from any other melee class is that there is an additional ASI.
Yeah.
But that's because, I mean, it's in
But
tabletop.
that isn't
Yeah.
the base fighter.
Yeah.
Nothing else has changed about fighter.
Okay. So Eldritch Knights, they can now ritual cast spells. The spell list is not limited to the abjuration or evocation school, and the weapon bond now has a duration lasting until the next long rest, which I've said I love when shit lasts until a long rest now.
No, that's dumb. Just toggle it on, because do you know how many times that it's the same, works the same way with your packed weapon, that you'll long rest and then forget to do that shit, and you're like, oh,
Well,
whoops.
I do it with the aura for the paladin
Yeah.
too. I forget to turn that shit on
It's
for a while.
very annoying on warlock.
I wish it would just be like, it's your pack weapon. It's on until
Yeah.
you switch pack weapons.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's annoying.
I do like that spell list isn't
Yeah.
limited to
Spell list really opens up Eldritch Knight's ability to cast spells because they're not really limited. And also it'd be really fucking annoying to have to do in the game of like, you have to sit in respec for like 30 minutes just trying to get your spells right. If you actually got up super high of trying to be like, all right, well, hang on, I want to switch this spell out and doing all this bullshit.
And they're like, oh, I forgot one at level 1, and now I have to go back and redo the whole thing.
Withers. Here's my money.
Withers,
It's okay.
I take my money.
Yeah, you can take it back. But generally speaking, abjuration and evocation, that's probably the only ones you really want to use on Eldritch Knight anyway. So
But it is nice to have the option.
it's protection and damage is what it is. So
But like, if there's stuff like, I don't think Misty Step is Misty Step
conjuration.
concentration, so you can't, you could, and basically, but there's like certain levels you have to take it. It's like
Yeah.
level 5 or 6 or something like that. You have
I
to.
guess 8.
There's certain levels you can only take those spells at. This is just like, yeah, you can just take it as soon as you get it.
Whenever.
Yeah.
As soon as you have the ability to cast that, you can take it. Got it. Champion is next. Jarrett.
I know the first one. It's the crit, the improved critical now simply reduces the number for a hit to be critical by 1, allowing it to stack with other sources of critical reduction.
So like
which
if you
gets
get
crazy.
if you
I
get like
love
a armor. I know there's an armor.
There's a lot of stuff
thing
that gives you like a
There's gloves, and there's a hat that does it if you're obscured.
Yeah.
There's boots that reduce it by 1. You can get it down to like
15.
Damn.
So it's everything. If you roll a
15 and
15,
up.
16, 17, 18, 19, or 20,
Yeah.
you crit.
That's good.
It's nuts.
That's good.
It's really fun with a rogue. And you get that sneak attack.
That snack attack.
Snacky.
Finish out champion.
Oh, remarkable athlete now just adds increase your jump distance by a flat 10 feet.
which is great in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
In tabletop, may not be.
Oh, in tabletop, Remarkable Athletes just meh.
It gives you proficiency in.
Nope.
What's it do?
Hang on, I'll tell you. It's not good. I'll tell you that much. It is just meh.
It's like increase your carry weight.
I think it's like
Which we don't use.
yeah. Load you fuck. Classes.
But yeah, in Baldur's Gate 3, jump distance is so good, considering you can jump as a bonus action.
You can add your half your proficiency bonus to any strength, dex, or constitution check that you don't already have proficiency bonus in. It's meh.
Yeah.
It's a flavor thing. It's not bad if you combine that with like jack of all trades, because then you essentially get to combine your proficiency bonus and everything.
Yeah, but if you're a bard, why are you dipping into Eldritch Knight?
No, this is champion.
It's champion.
Oh, okay, that makes more
You
sense.
could be like Swordsword or something. I'm saying you can
it's all right. It's all right. There's better choices.
There are better choices. I'm saying theoretically, it is useful, but not really. Oh, and then you can make a running long jump. The distance you can cover increases by a number of feet equal to your strength modifier. So they just got rid of the top part and we're like, just give them a flat 10 feet to the jump.
Well,
Make it simple.
Probably because it was easier to code.
Well, not really.
Well, this is better because
they could definitely have done the top part easily.
Like, what level do you get Remarkable Athlete?
7.
7? Okay, you're not taking that deep of a dip.
No, that's not dip. That's a class.
That's a class. That's your class.
That's your main class.
Yeah.
They could have coded that first part in there very easily. Like
Yeah.
just been like, any of those 3 abilities that you're not proficient in, you get the half your proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
Because it's only going to be a +2 at the end of the game. It's not a lot.
Actually, with the way it works, you could just add like advantage to those because the way that they work is advantage is only +3 anyway. So
Yeah.
unless you're rolling in a conversation, then you roll 2 dice,
Yes.
which is totally different.
But typically when you have advantage, it just gives you +3, like on a melee attack
Right.
or whenever you're seeing things.
Which on average, that's all you're getting anyway is +3 on most D20 rolls anyway. So,
Ethan, take us into Battlemaster.
all right. It removed Student of War and Know Your Enemy class features.
Which I have no idea what either one of those are.
Student of War, I think, is the one that lets you get proficiency in like
It's like
performance.
it's either performance or toolkits.
Hang on. I'll tell you real quick.
I tell you, boss.
Man. You get a proficiency with one artisan tool. Yeah.
Yeah, let's say it was a
And
tool
then
proficiency.
all your enemy is your. If you spend a minute, you can observe another creature and basically get like their dex, strength, constitution score, their armor class, their hit points, just like anything you could do with the T button.
Yeah. In this game, yes,
Yeah.
but I mean in 5e or in Dungeons and Dragons, this used to be called like known alignment.
Yeah.
Like, and you would get like certain features, like you would get information about them by casting it on somebody from a distance. So it was a divination type spell.
Gotcha.
We got like College of Swords flourishes, most combat maneuvers are now considered special attacks instead of additional effects that can be activated upon hit. So it's actually rather nice because at the same time that it's not,
Yeah.
it's a decent change because it functions better for the game.
Yeah, because you'd have 1,000 different pop-ups to if
Manage.
you have every hit.
But I mean, it also doesn't use up your dice, your superiority dice, if you don't succeed on the attack. But it might, if like you use the one that hits 2 people, you'll miss one and hit the other.
Yeah. But it still uses your dice,
Right.
which makes sense.
Yeah. And then
Commander Strike.
Commander Strike now consumes your reaction in addition to your action, and the target doesn't get to add their superiority dice to the attack's damage. So it nerfed Commander Strike to keep people from you being like, "Hey, Paladin, smite that guy."
I mean, they can still do that,
Yeah,
but now they'd have no reaction.
but they're not adding on to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Evasive footwork now makes all melee attacks against you have disadvantage until the beginning of your next turn. That's all right. I don't notice it being extremely great.
Disadvantage works the same way as advantage in Baldur's Gate, right? It's just a -3.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it would be more impressive if it was like for the next 3 turns.
Yeah, instead of just one.
That's where I think it would be.
Because if you go at the end of the, well, I guess until your next turn, it's
probably be at least
2 turns.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Until long rest.
Because it's
Technically, that's 2 turns.
Because it's just all melee attacks. So if you're facing a bunch of archers, it doesn't make a difference at all.
Yeah.
And then rally now gives the target a flat 8 temporary hit points instead of a superiority die plus your charisma modifier. So it's less, but it's less than what was possible before. But
Probably around the average.
Probably
it's
more
about
than
the
average.
average. Yeah. It's actually, I think it's a little bit less than the average, but still, there's going to be those times where you roll like, "Hey, I give you some extra health. Here's 5," which is like nothing at like level 8.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, you've probably seen
Health is health.
Yeah, you've probably seen fights where people were throwing out rally everywhere. It does make a difference.
Yeah.
It does make a difference.
Yeah,
they,
it does.
They really like that, especially late game. They like rallying the fuck out of everybody.
Yeah.
The goblins.
Githyanki do it all the time.
The Githyanki do it. Or not Githyanki. The goblins do it too. Like in the camp.
It's
Annoying.
It's effective, but not for the goblins. It's because they're still just goblins. But it's effective because it keeps them up a little bit longer. Not a real. It's not really keeping anybody alive.
So, of the changes, since we've asked this every time, is there any that we would keep?
Especially the champion changes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Although the improved critical, like we don't really deal with anything that increases.
We don't deal with items that increase.
Yeah.
Well, we've never handed any out.
I'm saying we've never done that.
But that's something we
fine with those.
That's something that we talked about in the Baldur's Gate episode was that it changed. Like Ethan talked about saying it changed the way he looked at items. I think both of you did actually.
Yeah.
Like looked at items and how many you give out and things like that and what they do. So is that something that you all would implement? Is items that lower your critical score?
They would be very special items.
Yeah, I was like, I'd be very wary to do it just because of, especially in our games with our crit rules, they are very swingy.
I think I would hand them out in specific items that would go to very specific people at the party table, and it would not be a rogue. It would probably be, if I had a ranger at the table, I would probably put in something that they would specifically
like a bow
want.
specifically for them,
Or gloves or bracers or
right.
A quiver.
A quiver, yeah. But I know I'm not a quiver because that could still work for rogues.
Oh, yeah, it could be.
Yeah. It would have to be like a ranger specific item.
Yeah.
But then the thieves can just get it because they're like, fuck you. Fast hands or whatever.
That's fine.
That's like 10 levels in. They're like, yeah.
Yeah, they're already broken at that point. So, no.
They're like, I pick up my greats or my.
I would implement it. I think that like hunter rangers should have this ability anyway.
Yeah,
they should be reduced down to 19 anyway.
They get that
at like level 17.
Yeah, really high level.
Yeah.
The party.
What a pathetic place to get it. That's not when you need it. When you're already at high level, just blasting people.
I mean, it don't hurt.
It
doesn't hurt, but it doesn't really help all that much.
No, it doesn't make that big of a difference. It makes a big difference at level 3.
I'm just imagining the party cast Identify, and it's like you cast Identify, and they're like, "Oh, these are bracers of improved critical," and it says like in the description, "can only be used by," and you put the player's name.
Yeah.
Can only be used by. I can't think of any rangers.
The player's name, I'd put the fucking character's
I know, but that's what I meant when I said it.
Like, only used by Rex Knackles.
Yeah.
I would not want to give it to a paladin. I wouldn't want to give it to a rogue, and I wouldn't want to give it to a wizard or a warlock. Because
I mean, it would be a waste for wizard.
no,
Well,
cantrips hit like a truck.
And they have
levels.
Firebolt.
Yeah. Firebolt, Ray of Frost, Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, but
Eldritch Blast, you get them at multiple, so it doesn't count.
the same time,
It's only
too.
one I'm kidding.
That's crit fishing.
The same time,
Yeah,
too,
you'll-
just one at that point. It depends on how many you give. You know what I mean? Like, just
Yeah.
making it 19 is not game breaking.
No. What's broken about Champion is that later on in levels it becomes 18, 19, 20. That's at the table. In Baldur's Gate, you can, like, by like level 9, you can have it down to like 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With items and whatnot.
Yeah.
Now, for time's sake, I got a question for y'all to see if this would work since you're both DMs, and it's fighter related. I seen a meme, and it says, "My fighter makes a grapple check, and if it succeeds, I choke slam the enemy."
Okay.
The person said, "You
Sure.
mean restrain?" He says, "No. Grapple rules say you can force an enemy to move when you move. So after the grapple, I move prone and pull the enemy with me, and use all my movement to stand back up. So in this turn, they have basically grappled somebody, pulled them to the ground, and stood back up. After that, that fighter would have advantage for attacks made against the prone target and disadvantage against him made against him, and can't rise from prone without breaking the grapple. I don't think that works because he wouldn't still be grappled, would he?
Yeah, you have
Once
to,
you stand
have to-
back up?
Yeah.
Unless you
I would
make-
say you would have to broken the grapple at that point to stand back up.
Okay.
I would.
And I would also probably have a check to actually slam them, to move
Like
them.
a strength. Yeah.
Another athletics check
Well,
there.
you could grapple somebody on the ground. That would just be called holding them down.
Yeah.
Now,
It's the standing up that then causes them to break the grapple.
yeah, if they had to stand up while the other person is on the ground, you cannot stand up with your arms holding somebody on the ground.
Yeah. So therefore, you can't grapple and stand up. I
No.
mean, and like, that makes sense. Okay.
I would like to see somebody demonstrate that. They'd have to have like
Of standing
really
up.
long arms. Like
Well-
obscenely, disturbingly long arms.
My thought is when you stand up, you can technically now, if you're in a fight, somebody's not going to really just let you do this. But if you're able to, you could make a second grapple check, but on that same turn, because isn't grappling an action?
It's an attack.
It's an attack.
Yeah.
So could you, if you have extra attack, could you technically make two grapples?
Yeah.
So you could justify them standing up and grappling again, but not. I don't know if you could justify it as. I don't want to
There
say
would be no point.
well,
if you're
grappling
still
with
holding
your
the
feet.
grapple, you're not going to lose it on your turn. You might as well take your attack actions against them instead of
Standing
trying to
up.
stand up. There's no point.
and re-grapple.
Right.
Well, I'm saying like grapple from.
The whole point of standing up to get advantage is stupid because if they're restrained,
You get advantage.
you have advantage anyway. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
make any
you can't
difference.
get double advantage.
I don't know why they put standing up.
So if you grappled somebody to the ground and then you stood up, you get advantage already. Just hit them.
Yeah.
You don't have to re-grapple them. Especially if you have
It's-
multi-attack, you're probably going to kill them.
It's just weird that they put and they can't rise from prone without breaking the grapple because they're not grappled if you stood up.
That is technically true. If you have them restrained on the ground prone, they can't get up. But
But if you break the grapple, they're no longer
Yeah.
restrained.
they're just prone.
Well,
They
I
can't
mean,
get up.
think about this. Like the way that you would stand up and hold somebody on the ground restrained would be standing on their back.
Yeah, and that's
You
kind
ever
of
stood on somebody's back?
it's not easy.
It's not easy. If they move at all, you're gonna fall over.
Yeah.
Or
Ask
you're
my
gonna
daughter
have to
that.
step off, right?
Yeah.
So no, I don't think that it's reasonable at
Okay.
all.
To continue the grapple while standing up.
No, they've broken the grapple to stand up.
Yeah.
The rest of that,
Unless they're
Works.
pulling them with them up.
But
then
then
that's
But that defeats the purpose.
yeah, because then you
Again.
don't get the advantage.
yeah. Well, now you'd have them restrained. You still have the advantage. It's just like, why did we do that?
This is just someone trying to game the system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Was trying to get them the grapple restraint while they're not restraining them.
yeah.
they're just trying to give them the inability to stand up.
Yeah.
And fuck this person. Seriously. I'd be like, yeah, there's 30 more archers walked on the field. Yeah. Pew. Oh, you're
It just
dead.
doesn't. I don't know why you would stand up.
I do. so that people don't have advantage to hit you
Yeah.
because you are prone.
Yeah, you both
It's
are
true.
prone.
You what you do is you give up the grapple to stand up and then take your advantage attacks against the guy on the ground. And then
that's
you move
fine.
on with your life.
That's fine, but you can't throw in that they have disadvantage against me because they're restrained.
Because you can't have your cake and eat it too.
You can.
You cannot.
If you're an adult, you can buy that shit and
You
eat
can
it.
just buy more cake, but it won't be the same cake. Again, on your next turn, you get to grapple again.
Yeah.
But you will be prone if they are on the ground prone. You will be prone with them.
Yeah. And I would assume by that point they're going to stand up
Hopefully.
because I
Or
would
they're
assume
dead.
their turn would happen before yours.
Right. The in between.
That's
your
when you go,
two turns.
wizard, cast hold person.
Yeah.
That would work.
Hold up!
That's how you do it. That's
Yeah.
how you keep somebody prone on the ground. But even if they're paralyzed, you get advantage anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they can't get up.
But I mean, there's like disadvantage.
No, they get advantage. You get automatic crit.
But your ranged people, because they're prone, being held, get disadvantage to hit them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eats a beach.
Rules.
They're a pain. And I guess that's all we got for fighter. There's not a whole lot that they changed.
I don't think the changes to Eldritch Knight are good. It's nice having more spells to choose from, having more options.
But at the end of the day, you're not really changing what you would take.
And then the way they implemented Weapon Bond is not fun.
No bueno.
And not fun.
It would work in tabletop because you could just be like, oh, yeah, retroactively. Yeah, I totally did that in the morning.
Yeah.
Almost. If your DM actually enforced that where you're like, well, you didn't say it in the morning after a long rest, I'd be like, fuck you, I quit. I don't want to play this fucking game.
But trying to
You're
play.
a bitch.
Exactly.
I'd
Exactly.
be like, fuck you, man.
Oh, I really hope that Ethan does that whenever he DMs.
He would never do that because he knows that would be stupid and suck.
Yeah.
I'm all about the
Rule of cool.
Rule of cool.
Oh, I know.
And even for me, like, I love it when you guys die. It feels good on the inside for me.
Trust me, we know you like to murder people.
Yeah.
We found it out.
Don't worry, your itch will be satiated soon. To murder PCs.
Ow! To murder people. Oh, yeah, because he's going to DM soon.
Yeah.
Yep. I
So-
will murder somebody. So
When do you guys start that? When do you start the path?
Probably new year.
New Year?
after,
Gotcha.
sometime in January.
Yeah, because here's how it's gonna go. We're gonna get to about November, second week of November, and then we're probably not gonna play again until the beginning of the year
Gotcha.
because that's just usually how it goes.
Christmas.
Well, Jeremy will have a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, Jeremy has a lot of family stuff to do. Logan has family stuff you have to do.
I'm probably going to have to help Ashley with moving stuff.
Yeah.
That's going to take a little
Because
bit.
Thanksgiving and Crema.
Yeah.
Creme.
Crema.
All right.
All right, let's wrap this up. Like the turtles do. We made it full circle.
I told you this only take like 20 or 30
Oh,
minutes.
yeah, I knew it wouldn't
Yeah.
take long. And that's with us bullshitting.
Yeah, it would actually took about 10 minutes.
And there's not a lot of big changes to Fighter. So,
Well, I mean, it's a
yeah.
fighter. What do you really change?
Fighter's great.
Go smash
Fighter's
shit.
good.
Fighter's always good. It's always a good.
Fighter's
choice.
great for like anywhere from a 2 to a 5 level dip,
Yeah.
depending on what you need.
So use the link tree in the description and join our Discord, join our Patreon, join all the socials and all the fun stuff. And you can find more episodes there, and you can find more episodes just by searching us. If you found us, you can find more episodes of us.
It's a shame. Shame this didn't last longer. I'm just hitting my second win.
Haha.
Oh, you gonna punch me 2 more times?
In the dick.
I may hit
right in the penis.
right.
Tyler, it might surprise you to know that the best class in Pathfinder 2e is the fighter.
It doesn't surprise me.
Like better than casters.
Really,
Yes, at high levels.
it doesn't surprise me, but I like it.
It kind of should because that's not how it works in 5e. They are definitely there's definitely a tier break.
Yeah. And we appreciate you guys listening, and we'll catch you on the next one. Maybe.
Bye.
Bye, I guess.
Question mark?
Okay.
Bye forever.
Wow.
Aaron Hernandez, gone forever.
The fuck?